Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time this gets uploaded, or whatever time you view it. This is going to be episode 2 of Texas Garage. I'm your host, Lewis. Surprise, like last time. This time we're going to be stripping this down, find out what's wrong with it. I've got a hunch that it's one of the first 4 conrods that he's knocking. I think it's one of them spun a bearing, one of the 8, but I think it's one of the 4 front ones mostly. While I'm doing that, Matt is over on the bench, grinding away. Hello! He's absolutely smashing it. He's got the heater core stripped down, ready to put the new one in. So without further ado, let's tear this down. All right. So pan off first. I want to take the pan off first because I want to see where this knock's coming from. Like I say, I think it's from one of the first 4. One of the first 4 conrods, so I want to get tearing into this. Now, this ain't an all original engine. This has been apart at some point in its life. Now, I will show you this a bit closer when I start tearing into it properly. But this is a gold anodised oil pan. So that gave it another 50 horsepower when that was put on. That's some crazy stuff. That's a proper 70s custom accessory, and they've done the same with the timing cover. So this has got a total of an extra 75 horsepower on top of the 105 it came with from the factory. So that's really exciting stuff. I like these pans, to be fair. They always remind me of back in the 50s. Now you probably already know this if you're watching this channel, but Chrysler done what was called a Golden Commando engine, and they was normally red with a gold air filter and gold rocker tops. So we're going to match the rocker tops and air filter on this engine before it goes back in the car, because we both, me and the owner, really love that idea. I like them red, but this is Chevy orange. We're going to keep it Chevy orange. That's totally cool. They also remind me of, I tell you what they do remind me of as well, not that they're a V8 configuration, but the fabulous Hudson Hornet, the 1951 model, when they went with the twin H-Power custom setup for racing. When they had 2 one-barrel carbs, so at the time, obviously, for a straight 6, that was really something. And they had, some of them had red engines with the gold top. Some were silver top, I believe. But I have seen them with the, the twin H-Power. It was a really big deal, red and gold. Really, really fantastic to see. Actually, one of my most favourite cars of all time. They was one of the legends on the dirt track. It really was something special to see. One day, hopefully, if this all kicks off, and more than all 5 of you watching, that's including me, the owner, and my dad, maybe I'll buy one day. Oh right, I'm going to pretend there's a screw here because it looks more exciting, because I just did not lose some of my content because my microphone died. Oh right. Oh right, let's go. Well, there is more silicon here than a silicon factory. I ain't even joking. How can something be that sealed and leak that bad? Here we go, contact. The moment that we've all been waiting for. All me and the owner. Oh, movement. All right. Oh. There we go, right. I can hear metals just dropped out of this. Yeah. When I moved, I could hear like cling, cling, cling. Right. That's always a great sign. Always a great sign. I reckon it's part of the bearing shell. that decided to say, I don't want to work anymore. All right. Okay. Now, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Delicious. Oh yeah. Yep. We lost something on the way. Oh shit. We really lost something on the way. Damn, man. Oh, damn, Daniel. That's bearing. That's bearing. That's spun bearing. Right. Not that one. Not that one. Right. Right. Now, I know for all you at home, all three of you, you can't see this right now properly, but we've lost a shell. Ah, it's good. These are all keyed, number 1 and 4 and all that. Right. Right. Tell you what, let's see if... Is it number 1? It is number 1.
Is it?
I was right, it was one of the first 4. Yeah.
Oh, and that was the noise, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that bearing said bye-bye.
Oh my god.
Can you play?
Jesus.
Can you play that tune for us, please? I said it was one of the first 4. All right. Well,
Sounds expensive.
so we'll be back. So we will be back. It does sound expensive, but fear not. We're here to help. Yeah. All right. So one of the first 4. Okay. I'm going to bring you over to Matt now. So Matt is working away on the heater core rebuild. Something positive.
New core.
Is that the new core, is it?
Yeah, that's the new
Delicious.
core. Isn't
Same colour as the...
it? Same as the old one, copper core.
No, like, I was going to say same as the pan. Same looking as the pan.
That's the old core.
Nothing wrong with that at
Nothing,
all.
That's fine.
That is absolutely fine.
Leak free.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, okay, so... Let's get to sorting this out. It's got a nice windage tray. I like the wind. It's got a windage tray. The oil strainer doesn't look too bad. Obviously, we will be changing that, but yeah, I'm going to take that shell off and inspect further. I'll come back when I've got results. All right, so there's the cap. Now I'll get you a better light. So there's the cap. There's the bearing. Sorry, there's where the bearing should be. So yeah, so there's where the bearing should be. Right, had a look at the crank. It's only going to need minimal machining. I can't catch my finger on my nail or on any of it. So if all the other bearings or all the other journals turn out okay, this should just need a light linish. It shouldn't need a full regrind. So that'll make things a lot easier. So let's keep tearing in and see what we find. Right, windage tray off. Oil pumps undone. Now this is good. It's got the coupler for the distributor drive. So on GM cars, if you're not aware, the distributor runs off the cam, and then there's a spline that fits into here, if you can just make that out, to the oil pump. So that will drive the pump. This one sounds to be working quite well, but good practice. Always put a new one in. Don't ever put an old one back. All right. Well, next job, I'm going to be... Now I've found the problem. I know there could be more problems in here. But now I know it's this one, number 1, knocking on heaven's door. I'm going to take the fuel pump off and then I'm going to flip it over. I'll take the mounts off and I will flip it over and start taking the heads off. All right. So we have got a shop assistant or two. All right, so we are back in the workshop. It is now the following Friday. Been very busy boy, so I haven't had a chance to get back in here prior to the last Sunday that the filming last ended. I've been doing work, my actual day job, and I got all my shift work hours done in 4 days. So I got today off. So I'm going to tear into it because tomorrow we are taking this engine to the machine shop. We're going to get the machining work that it needs doing. It's just going to be a light linish or a regrind on the crank. Get the cylinders honed and new rings to freshen them up. Not much more than that really. Check the cam. If the cam's okay, we'll put the old one in because there's a pandemic at the moment with cam lobes going flat, and putting a new one in, running it in, you run the risk of it going flat. We don't want that. So yeah. And I've been very busy. I've been putting a shed together for my mum because I'm a nice boy. So I'm a good boy. So I put that together for my mum. So I didn't have as much time to do this. So, and also it freed up the shop because I put all my mum's stuff in the shop. So it freed up room. All right, I'm going to carry on tearing this down. You're not going to want to watch that because that's going to be boring. I'll be back. Okay, so I've just taken all of the rocker arms off. So I'm just going to now do a valve sound test and a visual test just to see they're all going up and down as they should be. Yep, they're all banging and bonging up and down. Yeah, they're all banging and bonging up and down as they should be. There was nothing to indicate when driving it that the valve train was bad. The only thing I noticed when taking the valve covers off was some of the push rods had some play in them. As this is a hydraulic lifter setup, you should have no valve lash or play in these push rods. So sometimes when you're going along and you can hear a rattle, people think, oh no, you know, something really bad. But when you hear this, like, it's just valve lash. Some people don't set them properly. Some of these weren't set up properly. Judging from how the engine was put together, I don't think the person who did this did it very well. Be it their skill, be it rushing it together, it just wasn't put together very well. So we are going to rectify that. Going to cut off now, and I'm going to carry on stripping it down. See you in the end result. All right, so this is a proper 70s period correct replica. I don't think it's a genuine Milodon or Moroso pan because there's no markings. I could be wrong. It's immaculate inside. The condition of it, it's like new. Very cool, very period correct. I just thought I'd show this off because this is something of a period, something of period correctness of that time in the mid 70s, even the early 70s. Really cool to see. You don't really see that in England, so it is really good to see. All right, you can just see my mouth. So we're gonna carry on stripping it down. I'll show you what we've got when we're finished. All right, so we've had a bit of a move forward in pacing. I know we've missed quite a lot, but you don't want to watch that. That's pretty boring. It was just literally me taking an engine apart, a timing chain, heads. Pretty boring. Didn't find anything that suspicious. The heads looked in quite good shape. There was a little blow on the car, and we found that a couple of the studs were not bolted in. This engine's been apart recently. When I checked all the bores, they still had crosshatch on them, and they had no ridge whatsoever. I think it was just put together, as I said earlier, just put together very poorly. So, in a way, that works for us because we haven't broke anything bad, we haven't cracked the block, we haven't done anything, any internal damage. We haven't, what do you call it? I say a lot, and I need to stop that. We haven't bent any con rods or push rods or anything like that, and nothing terrible. So, that's a good sign. The crank looks to be in okay condition. So, I think it'll just be a matter of a slight regrind now down to the next size. That's something I did notice. A lot of the big end caps were sort of on the looser side with the bearings. That's something I did notice. So I think that'll be good to go to the next size down. And just do a home valve job. Camshaft looked in quite good shape. I'll show you it actually at the end of all this. Once I've got this off. Damn. Come on. Some of these they never want to leave each other. There you go. There you go. So that's what most of them look like. You probably can't actually catch that, but yeah, they don't look good. A bit burnt on the back, so definitely I think when you look at them, some of these are quite loose. Like this one feels a bit tighter to snap in there, but a lot of these were quite loose to put in. So yeah, down to the next size. And the machine shop we're taking it to is a very good machine shop. I've had nothing but good to say about them, to be honest. They've always done good work for me and my friends. So this is where it goes on camera, and I just drop the bottom piston straight out like brrr. There you go. Oh, dear. Last one. Wrong way, Lou. Now, all of these are stamped. All of these con rods are stamped. But I'm going to mark the pistons just to be safe. They're all stamped 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So, it will be alright, but I just want to, for my own sort of sake really, I'll show you it all when it's all ready to go. I'll show you it all organised and ready. Number 8. Boom. So, last one's coming out. Get this crank off. One thing I noticed when I broke these loose, it's actually a nice thing. It's not a terrible thing, it's actually a really nice thing. There was like this burnt smell. And people were going, why? Why is that good? All 4 of you watching. It really took me back to when I built my first engine. About 6 years ago. I was like 21, and it was my car that I've still got now. For anyone that doesn't know, for all of you 2 people that are watching this that I don't know, I own a 2nd gen Firebird Trans Am, the 301 non-turbo model. Yeah, it's slow, but I got a lot of fond memories and a lot of good things mentally, you know, for them. I know a lot of people don't like them because they're slow, but I don't care. It sounds good. It looks good, and it's not bad on fuel. And it just reminded me of that being young. It just really took it back, like yeah, it was nice. I mean, engine could be knackered because of that smell, but for me it was nice. Well, all these crank main journals look quite good actually. I'm going to be honest. Most of the stuff that I've seen so far looks okay, apart from gold. Some of these are right stubborn when you try and get these out. You have to twist and shout at them. Oh, we got movement. All right, we got movement. Good. Oh, okay. God damn. That's it. Bonk. Right. Yeah, to be honest, apart from that one, Conrod number 1, to be honest, all of this has actually looked pretty good. Apart from the fact that a lot of stuff wasn't done up properly. But most of it actually looks very good. This has got just checking to see if this has got any sort of end float. Now it looks like they've put in the neoprene rear main seal. Now that's something I did say to the owner, buy the one piece neoprene or urethane, not neoprene, it's urethane, the one piece pan seal and the urethane, instead of the rope, the urethane rear main, because they're just better than the old cork gaskets that were two-piece for the timing covers, a lot of them for two-piece. Now, not on these models, because it's a small block Chevy, you haven't got the underneath part. On like Pontiac lumps, I think, and certain Oldsmobile lumps, you've got like a separate piece for the timing cover that goes onto the water pump. On these, it's a bit better engineered. The timing cover and the water pump are not joined. It's actually it's a much better design, and that's coming from someone that loves Pontiac. Yay! Cool. Wow, that is heavy. Damn. Got a crankshaft. Don't know what to do with it. Cool. Right. Hernia averted. So here are the pieces ready to go to the shop. We've got the crank, we've got the pistons. Now I numbered these even though they are stamped just to be sure. We've got the camshaft and the lifters. Now before anyone goes, oh wow, they're all muddled up. No, I've got named and stamped on the box front, rear, left and right. So I know exactly where everyone goes. And of course, the block. Okay, so that now concludes episode 2 of Tex's Garage. I've got to check the oil seal, the rear main seal. I'm going to check that off camera because that's quite boring. You have two types. You have an extended one with an extended lip, and you have a standard one for if your block's got a big gouge in it. This block doesn't appear to have the big gouge in it, so that's good. We can just use the standard one. Now it's just going to be a matter of getting it cleaned up and taken down to the machine shop. So you will see some of that in the next episode. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope it's been a bit less boring than the last one. I'm still finding my feet, of course. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, put a thumbs down. Tell me what you think I can do better, because there's always room for improvement. Thank you ever so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.